Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. The new DLC, All Under Heaven, is out, and I thought, well, how about just playing it? This might not be a very long campaign, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As for anyone who's already subscribed to my channel or watched the other videos I did before, welcome back. And as for anyone who's new to this, maybe, I like to do a role-playing approach with my playthroughs. That means I try to get into the character, look up their traits, take into account the culture, religion, and so on of the time, which is going to be a challenge for me. I did play European, European people before. I don't have that much of an insight into Asian history, so I will be way more reliant on the information that the game presents to me, right, when it comes to cultures and religions and so on. That being said, I did have a first look into the mechanics, and I feel fairly competent in applying them. What I want to play is what I would call an anomaly in the game. Now, what is an anomaly? A state or a person or whatever who is not where they are supposed to be. So, where Paradox did something weird. But before we get there, I would like to show you, and I will start on the 1066 start date, by the way. That's what I usually do. I want to have a look at the 867 start date. That is because there we will see our destination and where we come from in 1066. So let's have a quick look at that. I mean, the new DLC is so massive. There's so much to explore. Not only China, not only Japan, Eastern Asia. It's amazing. And there we are. That's the new world map. And going into the northern part of East Asia, we do see that where modern-day Korea would be, we have Silla. So that is one of the predecessors of Korea. And north of that, we have this kingdom tier realm, and it's called Balhae. I think it's also called Balhae well, I think the Chinese call it Balhae. Correct me if I'm wrong. Some people might know better than me. Please always do when you know more. Balhae, I think, is the Korean name. And what is this? This state here was created by, or by all accounts, a Korean, quote-unquote, general. So from this kingdom here, and in the game that would have been, I think, about 150 years ago. And what makes this so interesting to me is that, this kingdom here is different from let's say Korea in that it was so multi-ethnic. So we had this kind of upper class that was consisting of kind of Korean people, and then we had a class below that, and that would be the more local ethnic groups. They stem from the Mohi culture, I think. That's what I've read. And so we do see it's a large one. It's quite large. What would be modern day, North Korea, China, even going so far as to modern day Russia. And that's also why it's a bit political, you know. I don't want to talk too much about the name and so on, because you have Chinese historians, Russian historians, Korean historians, and they all have a different view of what went down here and then who was really in charge and so on. You see, it's all about legitimacy, and even today, right? In today's world, it's all about borders and who has the right or what. I will not comment on that. That's not my job. And I'm also not capable of really commenting on that, so I don't have that much of an insight. But I would like to play these Kings of Balhae, but not in 867, but in 1066. And what is a bit Balhae anymore. in... let me just go back in here. Yeah, let's play Danny Ruler. There was no Kingdom of Balhae anymore by that time. It ceased to exist in the early 10th century. That was when the Khitan people founded that realm that we will see in-game as Great Lao. And according to all sources I've read, Korean, was expelled, more or less. And they arrived in the Kingdom of Goryeo. Goryeo, you see, that's where it comes from. And then, yeah, prospered here, I think, to a degree. Kind of led armies, I think. There was a mention of a Dai Tuso that fought against Lao. But Crusader Kings 3 takes a different approach to this, and actually says that what is the core of the Kingdom of Balhae, as you see here, Duchy tier realm, is actually still held by the Dai. Now that's interesting, and that is a total anomaly. in more than one way. Not only politically, right? So not only are they... I think, by all accounts, wouldn't be here at that point. But also, if we just have a look at faiths, for example, then we see that this area here is shamanic in faith. And then we are Vinaya, that's a Buddhist, a part of the Buddhist religion. And when we go cultures, we do see that this is the Yurchen culture. There's the Mohe still up here. So the Yurchen, I think, are a tribal culture. Very nomadic, I think. And we are still in there with a Balhae culture that is actually, if you look in-game, a mixture of Goryeo and Mohe. So there we go. Right in the middle, and I'm not sure what I'm doing here as Dae Hongyun, but he's here, apparently. And I find that so interesting that I would like to play as him, just to see what's going to happen. So we'll do that. I think I created a set of rules for that. It's already loaded, I think, but I'll apply it nonetheless. Yeah, no Iron Man run. Oh, achievements are available. Wow, I can have achievements. So yeah, without further ado, let's go in. Alright. There we go. We are playing Dae Hongyun of Balhae. As you do see, he is 43 years old. Dodok is a rank I'm not familiar with. Since this is a Duchy tier level, I assume that that's kind of equivalent to that. We do see that we are the tributary of the Emperor of Great Lao. That's going to be interesting. A settled tributary, so that means we're not nomadic, which is, reflective of the Balhae. He does have very interesting traits, as we see. So, as you do see, I'm just picking this up where the game let me start. I don't do this manually or whatever. He is ambitious, but also craven, vengeful, an intricate web weaver, and already has this schemer trait. That's amazing, actually. And you do see he greatly relies on his intrigue. That's his main thing. So, yeah, his ambition will lead him to, if not furthering, then at least maintaining the status quo. But maybe trying to achieve something more in his remaining life. Don't know how long that's going to last. Then he's craven, and that's an interesting combination. So what he would do is maybe not seek open confrontation too much, but rather do things from behind the curtain and see how far he can get through those means. Tries not to put himself into danger, but possibly also not his family or his people in general, maybe. He is vengeful, though, right? So he does not forget a slight, is quick to act on when people betray him. And with his means of going behind people's back, we might see or not see the odd murder attempt. He does not have a wife currently. He is homosexual, so that's what I'm going to take into account as well. I mean, obviously, I don't know about Far Eastern cultures, but when I take European cultures from the same time, or also cultures of the Middle East at that time, that was not a concept, right? You did not have a concept of sexuality as such. So people who in our times would refer to themselves as homosexual or gay, you would not have that kind of representation at that time. So our day Hongyun here would feel inclined, like he actually is attracted to men. But he finds that no one else is doing that, and I guess he just feels a bit weird about it. Like, why is everyone, why do people like to be in a relationship with a woman when I don't? And we'll see where that gets him. But obviously, marrying, securing the family, and so on, that's just something that you do. It's mandatory, really. And so we will definitely look for another wife. We do have a son, though. Day One. There we go. Day One. That's a kind of nice name. I'm not sure if the developers put this in as a little joke. But yeah, Day One here is our current heir. Only son. We'll see if we manage to have other kids. He's just born, actually, this year. So maybe he did have a wife and she died in childbirth. That would be a very common thing to happen. So he's here. I mean, obviously the Korean way of displaying names is always last name first, and then we have first name. So we refer to him as Hongkyun. Yeah, I mean, before we start, let's have a look into where we are here. And as you do see, our seat of power is in Sanggyeong. There we go. And that would be the traditional capital of the Kingdom of Balhae. There you go, castle holding. Actually quite nice. We do have some more holdings available that are not yet... that do not have some kind of city or castle or whatever. You also have a second province here to the south, Dongju. I'm never too sure. You can correct me if you like. And that's it, right? We don't have any vassals or anything. That's the core and the remains of what was once the great Balhae kingdom. Looking at him and the genealogy behind it, we do see that his father was a certain Hyongin, and he apparently was unlanded. Then his father was Dosu, and that is, I think, the historical Taetosu. That was this general in Goryeo, and yeah, also unlanded though. But his father here is a Dae Kwang-hyun of Pyeongju. And where is that? That is not here. That is inside of Goryeo. So there we go. I think this might actually be where Pyongyang is nowadays. Might be wrong. Like I said, this is not my area of expertise, so correct me if you know more. Yeah, he was a ruler inside of Goryeo. And now if we go back further, so that was him. His father was Incheon. There we go. He was the last king, apparently, of Balhae, according to the game. There we go. As we do see that name does not exist anymore. There is a circuit, whatever that means, kingdom of Dangur. And that is an invention by the Lao. That was their renaming or rebranding of Balhae to incorporate that into their bigger empire. So now, what do we make of this? I guess we could say that all of these historical events did happen until the 11th century, and then we had Dosu here, who was a general maybe in the army, and his son Hyongin maybe it was as well, maybe already had some kind of ties to Lao. And now, why did he become a ruler again here? What I imagine could have happened is, since we know, right, this is still a Balhae area, so the people there identify as such. It also is a Buddhist area, where the area around is shamanic, so maybe there have been troubles here. Maybe there was a local ruler that was appointed by the Lao, but people rebelled against him. It was, and is obviously a good source of tributaries, so a good source of tax. So they want to have a stable reign here and a stable way of producing income that way. And that's maybe why he was installed, brought back from exile, put into this position here to rule, but as we do see, as a tributary of Emperor Yilu Yunji. That is probably, maybe if it wasn't him, then maybe his father who installed us here. Oh, at least that's the headcanon we established now. Right, so we are back. And now we've seen our provinces. We are actually, right, as we do see, we are far away from the ocean, very much inland. This land here is all about like rolling hills. You have big plains that can be used for agriculture, and so on. So quite the fertile area. I think that is not directly reflected here. It's forest in the game. I guess it's all forest. Now there's hills. Here we do also have hills and more forest. Okay. That one here is hills, hills, hills. Okay. So we have an area consisting of hills and forests. We will see what we can do with that. So since I said I don't know very much about the culture, about the religion, I will just stick to what the game is presenting to me and play the character accordingly. So first of all, let's have a look into the Balhae culture. As we do see here, it was formed from Mohe and Goguryeo in the year 700, right? That's the Proto-Korean culture. And that one here is a Tungusic culture, so right, steppe nomadic culture from the northeast of Asia. What do we have as heritage? It says Buyu heritage, so yeah, we come from a tradition here that I think then goes back to Goguryeo. Yeah, right, they had this kind of heritage, so that's where our aesthetics also come from, and that's what we mainly define ourselves as. That being said, we do speak the language of the people around us. Don't speak Goryeo. And yeah, not surprisingly, martial is reduced to men. We are pastoralists, right? That probably comes back from the Mohe culture. So cattle pastures, line of buildings have additional bonuses and so on. We are castle keepers. That's interesting. That would be more from the Korean side of things. So castle provide an additional 5 defender holding advantage. That's great. We gain prestige and renown from castle holdings. Architect provides prestige bonus. So we like to build things, and we like to build defensive structures. That is our thing as well. Warriors by merit. That's really like that one. So the restrictions on who can be knights are lifted, but we need 10 or more prowess to actually be one. And in turn, we get prowess per level of flame +2. That's actually very good. We do have culture blending. right? So we would know a thing or two about living in an area that's multi-ethnic, how to deal with people left and right that may have different customs. We can live with that, and we can integrate and adapt. Cultural primacy, okay. There we go. Learning, education, traits, and the... Is it primacy or primacy? I'm not sure. And the scholar trait also gives cultural fascination progress, okay. Idle courtiers are less likely to become wanderers if their liege is of the same culture. Okay. Characters are less willing to marry with other cultures. Okay. That kind of goes against the culture blending thing, but it's interesting. Less willing to marry with distant realms. Very unlikely to arrange marriages outside their own culture. Creating a hybrid culture requires 100% more cultural acceptance. It is also much harder to hybridize with this culture. Interesting, because that goes totally against what they said here, right? In culture blending. Yeah, so... But it also speaks for like why they remain this island here. So the people in here are very much... They know who they are, right? And they know that they are not like the people that surround them. Which again probably led to the installation of Hongyun here as Dodok, they say. I tried to look it up, didn't find it. And yeah, so there we go. We are xenophilic. Tribute missions have a higher chance of being successful. We may access the Silk Road innovations, known to the Han culture. That's interesting. So we do have a Chinese influence. That same influence would also affect Goryeo at the time. And that means we also have a similar political setup where we have an estate, as you see here. There we go. Gonna have a look at that later. We also do have a merit-based system of government. There we go. Which in our case is a bit redundant because there's only people from our family inside Balhae here. So, well, maybe at some point we will have other families, right? That can definitely happen. But we can do all the things that people in these meritocratic governments can do. We can have a local examination where people would people would come and then test it if they're fit for rule. Very interesting, right? That's a concept we do not have in European cultures at the time. It's also merit-based, but in a different kind of way. Here it's all about knowing the traditional Chinese form of government and everything that stems from Confucius, right? We'll see how we work with that. As we do see here, we already have some of our family members that would also apply for, taking up roles in our little duchy here. We are ritualistic, so that's our powerful family attribute. There we go. Hosting the feast activity costs treasury. That's this concept where we now have the difference of gold that is ours, strictly. And a treasury that's more of like what do we have inside of our realm that could be used for furthering that. So we basically host feasts that the land provides for. We do not have to provide for it ourselves. Okay. Personal movement power per level of devotion +6. Personal movement power is how much a member increases the overall power of their movements. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I think this is a Chinese thing. Yeah. Shared interests and vision of the dynastic cycle. Okay, yeah. We're not part of this, so that does not apply for us. Children gain 3% of their parents' merit on succession. We have +8% domicile income. That's cool. Monthly piety +4%. And the Confucian education Trade experience gain plus 4%. Okay. We can upgrade that if we have more influence. Alright. So, that much about the meritocratic part. Let's see when it comes to our realm. Like I said, we do have an estate that we can look into and upgrade and so on. What I don't like about the estate mechanic in general is that you can move the estate, and to me that kind of breaks with my immersion. Because, if you move it, you literally move all of it. Could imagine builders coming there, taking every stone, and then going to the new place and building it up the same way as it was before. That's that's not what could ever happen. So I don't know. This estate will likely remain here, as it should, right? That is our main title. This is our capital. So we have the Jew of Yongchon, the Jew of Dongju. In the Boo of Balhae. There we go. Our subjects, we do have a mayor type. In this game it's called, or in this system it's called Hyonsong. Myung-jun, lowborn, not some kind of family member, but actually quite skilled in martial, so yeah, we'll definitely have him in that role, I think. Here we go. We have the possibility of passing the limited civil service law, and I guess that is something we would do. Titles can be revoked, vassals can be retracted, costs us a bit of prestige, but that's no worry, we do have quite some prestige. And I think that reflects his ambitious approach, wanting to have more control, that kind of thing. There we go. Our succession law is primogeniture, actually, so we don't have to worry about having too many children. And then we have treasury budget laws down here that we can manage. And you do see here that we can change certain aspects, although I don't know, as we do see, there's lots of zeros in here, so I don't think that kind of matters a lot. Don't see any difference in here, but that is probably because there's no one, we are not someone else's governor. We rule by ourselves, so we don't need that part. If guaranteed protection, top liege will always be the defending war leader in wars for any title in their realm. I'm not sure if that also counts for our suzerain. We know that there's a there we go. There is a contract between us, and there we go. If attacked, the tributary can use the call to war interaction on the suzerain. Refusal will result in prestige loss for the suzerain, and the tributary will be released. Interesting. That is something we should look forward to. He would not accept currently. Maybe we can kind of make a deal with him to get there. Maybe by, I don't know, I don't think I want to pay more taxes. Maybe providing more levies, providing some prestige. Yeah, maybe. We'll get to it. And then, kind of would like to have that guarantee, I think, because we are this little island in here. Everyone around us is probably eyeing us. Might have a piece of that. That being said, we can also go the other way around and say we would like to incorporate one of these counties here into our realm, given this kind of expectation that we still see ourselves as kings, or again as kings, because that is our heritage. I know that's quite important for people at the time. Right. Let's take a look at our council. There we go. Alright, we do actually have a good guard captain. There you go. That is a member of our dynasty. He looks a bit miserable. Not sure why. He's also vengeful, wrathful, but quite lazy about it, apparently. So there you go. There's another family member. They Jung-won. Yeah, probably also correct in this position here. And then we have Yang Daechun, the Yang dynasty. Okay. They are all only, that's only him and his son, but they are part of our court. So there we go. He's quite useless, I think. But never mind. What do we do with them? I think we could train commanders, first of all. Do we go for increasing the development, or do we collect tax? I guess we don't earn that much with tax. I guess we can also say we want to increase development. Yeah, that's just point 1. Up there anyway. And then we have our observer, and that is in fact the quote-unquote mayor. Let's see if we have other people in here that could potentially be in that position. No, not him. Yeah, we could swap, but then we don't have anyone who could fulfill this observer role. Same really with the estate manager and the chancellor, so we are already set up very well. All right, we do have our priest, and yeah, he is not the best for this position. We do have someone from our own dynasty here that can fit the job better, and I think we always like to have people of our dynasty in these roles. There we go. So much about that, I think. Yeah, I never used the fabricate claim thing. I think that's just lazy. Psh, never mind. We do have courtiers. There you go. Mainly our family. Also some other people in there. Alright, that guy here would actually also be a good chancellor, I think. But I do believe we have someone from our dynasty there. Yeah, he's quite old. Maybe when he dies, he could pick up that role. Let's take a look at courtiers again. Obviously, we do need people that can fix us if we are broken. There we go. Maybe he could take that role. We fired him. He's probably not the best one, given his opinion of us, but that will change. He's poor in that regard, but we can improve his skill, and once he gets the novice physician trait, and yeah, he will get better learning in time, then he will go to good level, I think. And I don't want to buy someone with my own money. There you go. So he can be our court physician. Should improve his skills as well. Now, the guru. Court position type tooltip salary. Thank you very much, Paradox. A guru serves as both counselor and sage, advising rulers on earthly concerns and sacred truths. Obviously, the name, when you hear it, reminds us of Indian gurus and so on. I'm not sure if that is something we would have in that part. Also, we don't have anyone who can fulfill the role, so never mind. A caravan master, that might be a good idea. Yeah, as we do see, we have Hua and Moonhui. That's, well, she's average, she's poor. I think that's a role for me that I would like to have a man in, because it's outside of the court. And the way I get these Eastern Asian cultures, women had a very strict role in these societies. And that way I would like to put him in that position, which is also okay because he can learn on the job too. And he's quite decent when it comes to travel speed and security. There we go. Do I need any of the other here? I might need a wet nurse. That's someone I need to bring to court, because we do have our son. He has lost his mother, so that's something very important actually. Recruit for court position. There we go. Search for a wet nurse. Do we need anything else? I guess the others are very optional. Maybe a seneschal. There we go. Yeah, again, probably a position I would like to have. I would like to have a man in. That being said, when I do the organized court option, I always say, okay, that could also be done by a woman. Because there's also a traditional thing, right? So since women always focused on the court, don't travel that much, they would know a lot about the structure of the court, how to keep it in line, and so on. So maybe that's one of them we can put in there. I'll wait a moment because we get to another part soon. I don't really think I need anyone else at this point. Do I need a bodyguard because I'm Craven? Oh, that can also be the women. Okay, interesting. Alright. Oh yeah, okay, we can select court languages, by the way. We only speak Tungusic. That's fine then. So, there we go. Yep. Yeah, intrigue, that's something we can get back to when we get there. Decisions. I did not see a major decision that says reinstate the Balhae Kingdom. That's not there. We can pay tribute, which means we would have to travel to the Emperor of Great Lao. But as you do see, that would give us some benefits. It's also expected of us, I think. So that is something we will do probably in the near future. Yeah, that would be it. When it comes to activities, we do see that we can do inspection without needing to have that perk. And we can do this local examination. So that is where we find or train new administrators back basically, right? So anyone who would like to pick up a title. Okay. And then, yeah, I have this mod installed again where where ducal rulers also have courts. I think that's very appropriate. And for him as well, we still have, let's say, that palace in our capital. And yeah, he likes to style himself, I think, as a king, which he is not by any means, but he likes to pretend, I guess. We can hang our own banners here. Okay, there you go. Nice. Yeah, let's check. When it comes to court grandeur, we would like to have level 3, I guess. So maybe we... what do we need, really? I guess we need more servants. That would be nice. I guess that would make us go to level 3 in the end. So that's okay. Obviously, we do not have that much coin. So we have to be... that goes into treasury. All right. Yeah, I guess that's enough for now. There we go. We have a few servants now. Isn't that nice? Okay. Oh yeah, and then we have this situations board here, but then we see, okay, we are part of the Great Steppe. We are in the Eastern Steppe. Current season severe drought, and that is why the map looks like this. So currently we have drought. That's something very important to remember. I'm not sure if these things actually affect us. I don't think so. I haven't actually, to my shame, played nomadic rulers before, so I wouldn't know. I can have a stargazer, or I can't. There you go. Consult the skies, call for an assembly. Yeah, I think that's very much a nomadic ruler, a steppe ruler thing, so it's totally fine. That doesn't apply to us. Yeah, and we have all nomads of the steppe. I guess we're not part of that. Cumans, Pecheniks, Kolos, yeah. We are not part of that, I think. We are only a tributary of one such ruler. Although I'm not sure if he is actually a steppe ruler. He might also be non-nomadic. Tell me how we see that. Oh yeah, Meritocratic Khanate. Okay, I guess that's the blend. also have merit ranks. Alright, okay. Okay. Now, let's have a look at our family. And I think that one is a bit more complicated. So, we do know that we have lots of family members at our court, but so far we've seen that there's no relationship between us. Or no relation. That is because it's a bit convoluted. Opening the dynasty tree will show us that here we are. And there's this line going back to the actual kings. So that's where we come from. There we go. I would have been the first king. No, I think that's not the first one, because the kingdom was created before that. But, yeah, I don't know. That's how the game does that. Aha. Hey, there we go. There we go. There are the other kings I see. Wow. So we're from a different branch that later on turned king. After that branch here went extinct. So, yeah, in a long line of kings, we are down here. Now, the interesting part is that there's also this branch of the family, totally unconnected to us, and they are also extinct. So, never mind them. And there's this guy here, Dae Jong-won, also having his own kind of, part of the family where we're not actually sure if we are related to him at all. Distant cousin. And his wife is as well. And that leads me to believe, there we go, as you do see, that this intermarriage inside the same family is would be common for them, or something that they do. Maybe because there's nothing else, no one else around here that could really fulfill that role. So let's see, if we do seek a spouse, then we will see that either one of them is our option here. And I will do that. Since we are really not related at all, they are from the same house or the same dynasty, but they're very distant cousins. So there we go. Yu Hua, please say if I'm doing this correctly. Please tell me. Good stewardship, is diligent, gregarious. Yeah, I think she would be great. Great host, a great person to run our realm when we are not here. So there we go. Yes. Now we can also have a secondary spouse. And yeah, I think he could think about that. But then again, another spouse would mean another commitment where he has to go and, sleep with her sometimes. He does not like that very much, the idea of doing that. So having a spouse is good enough for him. So just to, have one that can also help him in certain endeavors. I think we can already take a look. Yeah, she would be in this position here. She's good at swelling armies. I always think that's not, or I don't really like the outcome of the whenever you do the swell army thing. The only thing that I like is fill coffers, because that makes you get additional gold. That's the only thing I want, really. So she would do that. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to have a secondary spouse, but we might as well have a look if we can find another match for Mun Hui. Yeah, I think it's out of the question. Would not marry a lowborn. We can't do that, but that would be interesting here. There's other noble family that we're in, so we kind of create these relationships here with other dynasties, and to have them kind of integrate into our family would be a good thing. You can see here, house relation improved. That's another new mechanic. They still don't show up here as a noble family? Okay. Well, they might at some point, so yeah, we'll have a look. Anything else I can do? Was there someone else that... Yeah, I think that's about it, right? He looks so miserable. Okay, that's our brother-in-law now, right? So we have to treat him with some kind of respect. It's difficult, right? We don't have someone here that he could marry. When we find that wet nurse, that will probably be someone we can marry to someone else here. We need to have progeny to a degree, right? And he's not likely to produce a lot. So we need people. Let me see. We can do choose a lifestyle here. Yeah. I guess intimidation, both overt and subtle, guide the path to true power. Is that really his thing? I don't think so. That goes with the Craven trait, I think. He's not someone who would be able to represent that in front of other people, really. Like we said, he does a lot of things behind people's back. I might not even go into this, actually, now thinking of it, because we are actually quite good at it. And I'm not sure I want to go into any of these paths. I mean, his vengefulness would go into here, I guess. But again, the way I always interpret this trait is like he would not randomly torture someone. That would be the sadistic trait, right? He would only go to great lengths to go after people that have wronged him and so on. There might not be that many here. So, no, I don't see that path happening. Seducer, of course, would only go into whether or not he would actually seek a romance with another man. He is in a position, obviously, where he can do things that normal people would never be able to, right? Because he's the ruler, and people have to accept certain things. That being said, yeah, we're not that well established. And yeah, the question would really be: is he someone who would act on his impulses, on his attractions? And I think when the Craven trait comes into place here, yeah, he probably wouldn't, because that is not something. Or at least, maybe let's have a look what our religion says. Oh no, that is our culture. That is our religion. Communal identityism, religious law, male-dominated. Oh! Ah! See, I should have looked that up before. We have same-sex relations actually fully accepted. Love transcends physicality into something so profound and wondrous that it cannot be restricted by mere gender. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that being said, we don't have the ability to really have some kind of same-sex marriage. That would also not be very historical. Not sure of any historical culture really allowed for that. But, okay. Adultery is shunned, though. So if we if we have a a male paramour, let's say, people would be like, yeah, that's okay. You can hang out with him. But no. You are married, so you can't. Okay. I guess when it comes to that, maybe he would react to someone approaching him, but he would not actively seek that due to his cowardice. I think so. Yeah. Otherwise, that still means we have a lifestyle to choose. An obvious one to pick for their type of culture is picking the learning tree, right? That goes into like philosophy and so on. That would be something. If wandering, that would also make sense. Yeah, his ambition and cowardice kind of are at war here a little. He's ambitious enough to say, I want to go where the power is, I want to connect to others. At the same time, he is like, nah, I don't want to be in any kind of danger. Yeah, I don't see him necessarily following. Alright, if we do see here, we have a 9 in martial, so that's our next biggest one. And, yes, and we know that we are supposed to lead armies, no matter our cowardice. So maybe that's something he is learning not because he wants to, but rather because he has to. And the better he is at this, obviously, the better he can perform, if it ever comes to that. He would not obviously go into the chivalry focus, that's not his thing. Authority would be feasible. I think he would go into strategy. Right? Being a commander, learning how to be a commander, I think that's very much his thing. At this point. Alright. We do have things here. Yeah, poor. The observer is unreliable. I see. Personal physician is also unreliable. Yep. He is poor. 2 of you spouses. We can declare wars. Okay. Maybe we can sway him. There you go. So, let's have a look at the military anyway. That is now our own armies, our very own house armies. Right, so that's different from the provincial armies here. I've toned them down, by the way. I always kind of reduce sizes of armies. I don't like to have these massive armies hanging around. So we do have light footmen here. 2 of them, apparently. Not sure I like that very much. I have this mod installed. Can we actually... Yeah, we can do something with that. Can we possibly say... No, we can't, because it's at maximum capacity. Alright. Maybe at some point we can upgrade that, and then we can transfer someone from here to there. As for now, let's just station them. So... we would know. So we would have Dagu Kushan, Sangjong, and Dongju. Yeah, I think we would just place them in our main provinces. There we go. Yeah, okay. That doesn't give us any kind of bonus, but, you know, just for funsies, put them there. Total soldiers here would be 568. That's actually quite alright, I think. Let's have a look into what the people around us have. Yeah, 169. 137. 203. Yep, so we are actually well off. I don't think any one of them would necessarily go and try to get a piece of our land. And we could even try to conquer one of them. Maybe we would like to have this kind of pathway to the ocean, which would kind of allow us to trade with Japan, with Goryeo. That's definitely something to consider, and that's where his ambition would kick in, right? Not his cowardice. I think the ambition would prevail in that case. Let me just check. He does not have any kind of alliance. He has horse riders. They don't counter anything. They are just a bit better than normal levies. So I'm fairly sure we would win this. Let me just put the rally point over there. That was one of the mods I could not make work. Usually I play with that mod that has your own coat of arms as the rally point. But for whatever reason, if I had that mod active, that tab here would cause the game to crash. I don't know why. So I'm not sure. Anyways, maybe before we start, let's have a look into our estate. There we go. We do have a level 2 manor. Okay. Yeah, domicile income at plus 0.5 that's good. We also generate influence. We have a herbal hall. Also generates income. And a sentry tower. House head can ask for knights through the make house head request interaction. So I could ask for knights from other members of my house, I guess. Hostile raids and sieges are slightly less likely to take characters located in the estate as prisoners. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We don't have the money right now to do anything about it. We do have some coin that we could invest here. Or there. They're already going in this direction here, right? Hunting and so on. Always like to create outposts when I already have the Hunters' Lodges. Gives us a little bit of tax. But also good for our skirmishers. And increased hunt sighting chance. There we go. So maybe we can already do that. And in Dongju, we have Hillfort and Pastures. Yeah, that's a question. Do we go more into the economic side of things, or do we actually go and say, okay, we want to make sure that our military is better? Might pick the path in between and build blacksmiths there as a frontier province. I mean, no, frontier provinces. That's what makes sense to have a place where we can forge armor and weapons. So yeah, let's pick it. There we go. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Nothing speaks against this. Do we have... Oh yeah, we do even have military equipment. And let me just check. Oh yeah, they have a minimal garrison. This should be like snatching a lollipop from a baby. There you go. We can use the county expansion castles barely, and I think that would be better than Holy War because yeah, then we probably get trouble with everyone around us. That's a good one. Gain the contested title. Yeah, he would definitely say that this is a part of reclaiming parts of his kingdom, which obviously will put him at odds with the people around him and possibly his emperor. But now, this is our ambition. We want to have a port. There we go. And I guess we are at almost an hour in. Yeah, that is the usual time that I need in my first episode of a new campaign to just explain things and go through things. So there we are. Raise armies, and yeah, doesn't matter that we are a coward. We have to do this ourselves. It's expected of us. So yeah, that's definitely happening. Nice. Look at his helmet. That's really cool. Yeah. So there we go. We'll march directly for his capital, Lungyanfu. Lungyanfu. House relation deteriorates. Oh yeah, I guess our house relations with him deteriorate because we're attacking them. Fair enough. Yeah, alright. He is moving away from us. If I put him here... That's probably still... Oh, let's just see if that does something. If we arrive in time then. There we go. Our search for a wet nurse. These two here. Yeah. Her experience is good. Hers is only poor. It's 15 gold. That's quite a huge sum for us, but I think I would take her then. That makes more sense. And I even think that she should marry... yeah. I mean, again, I do not want this. I do not want Lowborn to marry into our house. But in this case, there's really no one else around, so... and we do like to see more children of our dynasty. So, there we go. I think we don't make it in time. Nope. But that's okay. We will just stay here. I guess for him, that's great. He did not want to seek this confrontation. He'd rather just stay here, besiege, and have the war And through that, for whatever reason, they told me there was something to look at here, but there was nothing. Alright. Yeah, and he's just staying over here, this horsey. And he's like, yeah, that's, I think we're quite bollocksed. Damn it. Right, here we are. That's what we do with our... Do they call it a whole beard? No, probably not. Whole bird. That's the whole bird. It's not a whole beard anyway. Oh! New ally. Aha. But apparently they're still not part of this. I think we can do this in time. Right? Yeah. I think the way I will make sense of this culture blending and cultural primacy, I still don't know how to pronounce it, is that we are able to integrate other cultures, but the ruling class is always Balhae in the end. So we would not seek rulers from a different culture inside of our realm. But I guess we can hold this one here because we can have 3 holdings. Oh, that's good. There we go. Almost there. There we go. Also some valuable prisoners. Yeah, I guess I could ask him for some ransom money before I go further. Could also snatch this woman here. I'll have a look. There we go. Accepts the ransom, so we now have some coin, but then we will take his land. Now he's still a chieftain. Ah, nomadic camp, of course. Doesn't have any land anymore, but can still roam around with his mates in their tents. Okay, so here we go. This, of course, is now a nomadic settlement, so we would have to feudalize it in order to really gain something from it, and maybe I should have kept my money. Maybe I shouldn't have built all these holdings, or these buildings. Instead, maybe would have waited and feudalized this one first. But yeah, now we know what our priorities are. It also means that I will not blindly conquer any other regions here. Hardly able to hold one here where we don't really... Oh, I can hold court, by the way. I did not see this. Yeah, I should grant it to someone, but I won't. I will make sure that we will integrate that in time. Yeah. There you go. Well, we try to establish control. There you go. Yeah, okay, I could still declare wars, yeah, but I'm not going to do that now. I can hold court instead. I guess I will do that. Returning triumphantly, of course. There we go. My private secretary, Yang Dechun, approaches the throne with a pile of documents in his arms. My lord. My lord? I don't know. I have been analyzing some treaties with our neighbor, Chieftain Wanyan Wugunai. Okay, that is someone surrounding us. As it appears, the border treaty concerning Makil, I guess, exists in several non-matching copies, some of which are much more favorable to us than the one we are currently deferring to. Okay, with your permit, I'd like to try to enforce the most favorable version as the official treaty adopted by all parties involved. Aha. Gain a pressed claim. Yeah, that's not something we do. We bury the evidence. Why would we do that? No, okay. That's a reasonable thing to do. We do know that we are the rightful rulers in this area, so yeah. A middle-aged man steps before me with quiet dignity before bowing deeply. Greetings, your majesty. I am Myongjun, your loyal servant. I come before you today to seek employment in your court. That's him. I have seen many courts providing hospitality for the local lords of Dongju, my homeland, and their many visitors. It would be my honor to put my talents to a greater cause in the service of my Dodok and all Balhae. Alright. Court Jester. No. Court Chronicler. Is that something we need, really? I guess if he approaches us like that, I think we can find merit in that and say, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's have him. Quite good in diplomacy, could also be a good teacher. Oh yeah. My vassal, Yeonsong Myongjun, takes a turn bending my ear before the assembled court. Glorious liege, give me the honor of maintaining the cavalry and looking to your steeds. I will not let you down. I suppose these jobs have to be done by somebody. Master of the horse, yeah? That's quite the salary there. For something that we don't really need. We put him as Master of the Hunt instead. He's poor at that, but once we do a hunt, you know, he gets the hunter trait, and then I think everyone's... he might still be only good because his prowess is really bad. He's asking us for it. And our relationship with him is bad as it is. So... you know what? We give it to him. As we do see, that's not the best outcome here. We would have... I would have liked more funds. That would have been better. But we take things as they are. Now, here we are. Is there anything really... Right, where's our pressed claim? There. Okay, to the west. Right. He is not one of the... Oh. I could go to a grand tournament. No, I couldn't. Interesting. I guess I wouldn't go there anyway. That's just steppe people doing their thing with their horses and stuff. I have no business being there. Yep. I guess so far that is what we could do. I guess we could do an inspection. No, I don't have the coin for that, really. Let's go to our estate. See what we can do with our funds to make it better for us. Oh, we do have a bath. Personal physician has a slightly increased success chance when using safe treatment. Alright. That's 60 gold. Right. Because I would like to have a taxation office. I need to wait for that. Right. Let's just go ahead. Maybe we do already plan for making this journey to our emperor, but as we do see, he's not even there. He's doing stuff with the horses there as well. So we have a master of the horse, but we don't have any horses. Damn it. What about her? Yeah. She would do that. Guess she wouldn't like us for it. Yeah. But again, I think I would like to have more people at my court, and as we did see, that's not really easy to get. There you go. She's lowborn, but she was part of the court here, so we might as well treat her as foreign nobility. And she could marry maybe one of the other lowborn here. That would probably not be the best connection here. She's deceitful. He's compassionate. Probably not the best. Yeah. Paranoid and gregarious also don't mix well. Maybe with Byung-jun, our new court chronicler. Yeah, maybe even young Daechun, but he's really old. It's probably not what... Yeah, he doesn't need that anymore. There we go. Have them marry. As for someone who watches my streams regularly, I cannot make use of a lot of the mods that I would normally use. I do have some in place. Yes! That's great! See? She's already worth every kind of awkward situation in the bedroom. She's worth it. Maybe I do that now. Have the taxation office. There you go. I guess I could also try to get more money here or keep it in order to raise the treasury, because we do see that we can exchange our coin for the treasury. Okay. Now, I built a taxation office. I think that's a very good thing to have. There we go. Right, it is May. When would be the best time to travel here? I guess probably not in winter. So maybe this is a good time, because winter is over now. We're in spring. So we might actually be able to do that. We can give him gold. Okay, that's where our gold has to go. Yeah, we don't have a herd, we don't have an artifact, a concubine, or a eunuch. We don't have either of these things, so gold will have to do. Okay. I can only do a small tribute. Yeah, I guess I don't want to spend much more, really. We'll just see. We'll just see what happens, because I haven't used that option before. So, there we are. Yeah. We need to go through forest, and we need to go through, what's that? Steppe. So, I guess we would like to have, no mountaineer. A forest guide, yeah. And a desert warrior, right? Then we are safe. And I guess that's his cowardice, right? He would like to have... He would not like to have any kind of signs of danger on the road. I'm also not sure that we would go anywhere else, really. You know, take a detour to Kaching, get some free experience. No, I think that's totally fine for us. Let me see. We will arrive in October. So that probably means we have to travel back through winter. But at the same time, I don't see how we can possibly do this without ever going through winter. So at least we have the way there, and maybe it's easier for us to find the way back then, even in the snow. So I guess we do it. Let's travel. There we go. These nice people are coming with us. I can't wait. There we go. The wife is taking the regency. Good stuff. Oh, I could have had our prisoner as a concubine then. Aha, look at that. Already warring with each other as well. So I'm passing all these lands here. I guess that would be northern China or Mongolia. Northern China, I think, today. Don't get any travel events, apparently. None at all. Oh, we did sway him. That's great. So, we're about to arrive in Linhuang. That is his power base. There we are. We enter the Grand Hall of Linhuang and are greeted by Emperor Yelu Yunji, regally motioning for us to approach. Without delay, I declare, allow me to present a humble tribute, small in scale but large in spirit. I bow as my servants carry over the small boxes of trade goods. Emperor Yelu Yunji ponders this for a moment, allowing me to preemptively chime in. Okay. We would gain an artifact. Oh, we would discover a new innovation to research or gain fascination progress. Okay. Or we would have a suzerain trade post. And that is... That's all in one. Why do I have the other option when I could choose that one? Possible outcomes. So it's either of them, really. I guess all the others cause me stress if I don't... Oh, right. I won't because it's a 0% chance. So either I pick any one of these or I gamble. Okay. That being said, I'm not really sure what I would want to pick here. That one is great, obviously. Holding taxes plus 10%. That one would be good as well. Getting an artifact. I think from his point of view, that would make most sense. Being able to access the markets, having more coin, he knows that he needs it. So I think this is where we're heading. There we go. Emperor Yelu Yunji sizes my tribute up and down before appearing to come to a decision. Motioning towards the back of the room, a scholarly servant approaches us, presenting me with a contract. In the contract, a trade agreement to set up Khitan's trading posts in Sangjeong, contributing to the development and overall wealth of the region. Consider yourself bestowed with the grace of Linhuang, my Dodok. Safe travels. Blessings upon ye. The... Do I even speak his language? No, I don't. I guess I just learned these words before getting there. Or there would have been an interpreter. I do speak... What is the language that I speak? Oh yeah, Tungusic. Yeah, we established that before. Yes, look at that. Efficient county taxes. Good stuff. And the taxation office is complete. Great. Oh, it's raining. Yeah. I guess he would better play it safe. Resting here before anything happens. As we do see, winter is creeping in. And again, there we go, 75 treasury. I think we need 500 though. Purit Deyangjuk has become a famous and highly respected figure amongst many Vinayists for his honesty. No lie is too small, no truth too uncomfortable for this pious man, whose example is inspiring countless more faithful every day. Yeah, how commendable. Good stuff. Also furthering, I guess, the renown of our family. If not in numbers. Oh, we find a man of unusual skills. After we've traveled together for a while, I have noticed there's just something about An Ren. One time I saw him shoot a bird out of the sky whilst traveling, like it was the easiest thing. Today, he and a couple of others ran out to hunt food for the rest of us, coming back successful. The popularity, the amount of people flocking around him. I can't help but want to try my hand at it myself. I see. Yeah, I guess that's where his ambition kicks in, right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe can you show me how to do that too? And I did! I was able to do it! Great stuff. There we go. Gained the hunter trait. Oh, what a great misfortune. We were riding on the road in Shi Muan. I think that's Shi, right? When Unren's horse collapsed beneath his legs, dropping dead. Curses upon curses, Unren hissed, as we all gathered around the horse's corpse, wondering what to do with it. This horse had been showing signs of exhaustion for a few days now, but it didn't seem that bad. Now we know better. Thankfully, there's a town not too far away. I could get a new horse for Unren there, or give him one of the donkeys carrying supplies and redistribute the loads around a bit if I am pressed for time. He is not part of my court, right? He is someone we have hired for this journey here, so I don't think I feel obliged to do that for him. He's already gotten coin, so he could use that coin to buy himself another horse. There we go. Passing this little mountain range here. And then into our own lands. That's where we see we have this kind of geopolitical border to the west. Bovine Bounty. The journey through Dangu Kushan unveils sprawling pastures dotted with cattle. As my retinue pauses at the edge of a verdant field, the herdsman approaches. Cheerfully strumming his lute, he grants a broad smile and greeting. My lord, he begins, these beasts are the pride of our province. Will you join me to witness our labor? Restock your supplies, or perhaps partake of our famous Dangu Kushan blue cheese? Do like a bit of cheese. Show me how you work your herds. Let us fill our supplies. Don't think we need that. We are almost at home. Or we do get the cheese. Must make case. No, I think it's either, is that something he would do? Or is that beneath him? Right? I mean, I guess we could say that's not like showing him directly how to manage a herd. That's something he would never do, but maybe his advisors that are with him. Yeah. That or the cheese. What do we do? I guess I will just roll a die. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, the herd, and 4 to 6 is the cheese. It's a 4. We take the cheese. Yum. Can we equip it? Aged cheese. There we go. Is that the one that we can eat as well? Yeah. Can now eat my cheese. The longer the cheese has aged, the more stress you will lose when eating it. There you go. So, our cheese here, that somehow provides a small health boost. Oh, -5 attraction opinion. Okay. I guess he also now reeks of cheese because he's carrying it around with him. Okay. Yeah, I am finally home, and thank Buddha, I can go inside again. There we go. We are back. Power sharing is ended. And here we are. Yeah, question is, do I want to do something really? He does have a lot of ways of doing things. At the same time, I don't see that currently. There's no one really that's working against us. And I don't have any ambitions currently outside of our homeland. We'll see if that changes. Maybe that changes at some point. Migration displaces fellow tributary. Chieftain Akutai of the Kiltsazit nomadic camp has migrated into the mountains of Kenti, displacing your fellow tributary shepherd Moroka. Okay. Things happen. Yes, the lookout towers have been created. I think we should go to a hunt soon then. I guess that is definitely where he would look into game that is strictly for hunting, like not dangerous animals of any kind, just something we can like pleasantly hunt. Yeah, I guess someone could do this. I don't like to have double positions, that's the thing. And everyone here already has a position except for the women. And again, I don't see this as a post that a woman would take. Not because I, as the player, don't like women. It's quite the opposite. But the system in which we are here, quite patriarchic. And so any kind of role, really, that would have to do with being outside, carrying a weapon, all these kind of things would not be left to a woman. Okay, we have great fever down here. It's actually a major plague. That's not going to us. It's not coming here. What's happening here? Huh? All right. Sorry. For a second there, I thought that was here. So I was like, how is he besieging me without me knowing and without me having the ability to do something about it? But yeah, okay. So what do we do here? Yeah, no, definitely not that tree here. This could be feasible, I guess. Especially going into that direction here. This would be more the strategist area, really. How to lead an army. And this is more about how to rule. I guess it makes sense to go into this path. And it would be... yeah, definitely something he would be into. He does not seek military confrontation. He kind of learns about it. But he definitely would rather not be involved in a battle. Oh, and there we go. Blessings upon you. Okay. And your house. It seems that there's no recourse for our dispute other than to settle it on the battlefield. The Duchy of Wuzhou. And I guess that is down here. Mm-hmm. There we go. That's him. Pikeman, bowman, and some champions. Alright. Where is he coming from? Where is he coming from? Huh? Where are you? There. I see. Well, in that case, we might actually have a fighting chance here. Since he has to come from the sea. So there you go. We're raising our army here. Put me in command. I guess we could also say... yeah, that's either a +1 or a +2. That's not much. So, yeah, okay. We can probably leave it at that. I guess I do have advantage because we are on my soil, and I will have advantage because, yeah, he's coming from the sea. Is there anything else we can do? I guess mercenaries will... I do pay for mercenaries with treasury. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. You know what I could also do? He would not win by simply besieging Lung Yuanfu. He would have to go deeper in order to get there. I, on the other hand, could, instead of defending, go straight for his only county here. And when he loses that, it's over. Oh, but I do see that he does have quite the garrison here, so... okay, that kind of puts a nail in the coffin of that plan. But I guess we could get one of the Jurchens to help us. Okay, they would be paid with normal gold. But they would be paid from the treasury. Okay. Do I think they are not necessarily anywhere, right? They would just spawn with me. Right? Kind of, it's been a long while since I've done this. Yeah, no, but I will do it. I'm not sure I could actually do this by myself. I have about 600. He has about 900. And he does have allies in that guy. Okay, so maybe it would not be enough to just... Oh no, I think it would be. Anyways, yeah, and he has bowmen, okay. I think they're not terribly good against my skirmishers, right? Anyways, again, that's where his cowardice comes into play, I think. He has the option to call in, two? Okay, yeah, that's a kind of bug, I think. He has the option to get mercenaries for this, and he'd rather have, the definite upper hand in this than going for anything else. Right. I guess this really isn't a question of with whom to go here. West Markil, Ilanshan. I don't know. Maybe we just take West Markil here. Yeah. And there we go. Yes. I guess that would even be enough. Where's my army now? For some reason, they stopped. So, there we are. 1,800. Good. I guess I'll just wait here for the time being. Yeah, as expected. Alright. Is he coming then? What is he doing? Oh, that's the wrong one, right? No, that is the correct one. Where is he? Or is his son leading the troop? Probably. Not even doing it himself. How dishonorable. If he's not coming, I guess I'd rather do it by myself then. Again, I'm not seeking military confrontation desperately. Maybe he is here and waits for me to come, which would be stupid. I mean, obviously, we have contracted the mercenaries for 3 years. Okay, no, that's good. That's enough time. He's not coming, is he? Declared war and isn't coming. Where is his ally? How is he allied to that guy? Is he waiting for him to come down here so that we can like join forces? I have enough. I think I'll just meet them. If he's still there, then that might be a problem. Although I think, look at this, with all these men-at-arms here, I think there should not be a problem at all. Oh, okay. He is currently trying to... Yeah, that would be... not the best option. Maybe just wait for him. No, that's still not enough. That should be enough. Right. 12 months. That's obviously a lot. But, yeah. There we go. Yeah, cannot increase county control. That's okay, though. Yeah, this won't take him long. Oh, but at least 5 months. It will take him much longer to gain, to besiege our major cities. And we, at that point, we will be able to dictate the terms, I think. 10 months, that's good. Already making some progress here. Yeah, that's gonna happen. We're gonna lose that one, but again, it's... where is his ally then? Is he not coming? From up there, in Siberia, or where that is. 7 months. 6. Yeah, we're quick. Quite quick. Anything here I need to look at? Nah. There's his friend. So there you go. Yeah, he goes to Dongju probably now. What? It's already at a minus. What? Why? Oh, I did not think that would happen that way. Can I just be... Yeah, and of course, if the AI is against you, they will immediately... That is... Oh, wow. Okay. I don't like it. I can't go... Can I immediately say I want it back? I can. Alright. I guess I wait for them to there you go. Oh. Yeah, it's a bit silly. I know. It is a bit silly. But I think I want it back. And I have the mercenaries right now. I don't want to wait. There you go. Doesn't say how long I'll still have them, but that should still be enough time. Anyway, my armies, rally point here. And you here will... What if I do my claims? Then it's just prestige. And I couldn't even do it. I can only do it with county expansion. Okay. That one goes, even though we have a truce. Not sure how that works, or if we should do it, and if that is the case. But I think, again, like, I'm not sure why I lost this anyway. I should not have lost this. And now, do I win the war if I just occupy that? Probably not. I think this is going to be quick, of course. Maybe this time we'll just stay here. Clong, clong. Clong, clong. I guess in roleplay terms this is reflective of like our army coming back to retake this. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, when I do it, it isn't enough, of course. Hate the game. But from now on we should get war score from this. There we go. So I did see before that that guy came from up here. And then they joined here. Yeah, I guess they would not have the negative battle modifier if it's led by the guy that comes from up here. 84. Too few spouses. Right, we are sitting this out. And we have a daughter. Look at that. Hwan Yong. Yes. Good stuff. Still there. Yeah, but we do see that there's going to be lots of, I guess, people trying to attack us. So we really need to invest in the military. Maybe if, or once we feudalize this, they would not be inclined to do that because they would hardly be able to hold it. Where is he? I asked myself that before, right? And then he came. So it might just take him some time. And he waits, I guess, for the guy from Siberia to arrive. But maybe he won't. In time. I can speed this up a little. It was a bit ridiculous. And there we are. Can I demand someone? Yes. Okay. So, let's demand one of his boys. That one here has claim, that one doesn't, so we take the one that has the claim. Alright. No, we do not offer one in return. We can do this by demand. There he is, crying. His whole scheme did not work. In the end, I guess they are quite recently looted. The poor people from North Yongwon. Yeah, I guess I should grant it to someone, but if I grant that to someone, that would be just another nomadic ruler then. So I would like to do this, but as it is, 500 gold. That's quite a lot. Stopped converting. Yes, please. Stop converting. Do I want to convert? That's the question. Shamanism. I guess I do want to convert. 25 years left. I always, when I put in these modifiers in the game rules, I always say this should be longer, because that I think is more realistic. Okay, the pact is in place. He is with us. The Traveler's mod, sadly, is not currently updated. I hope they will do that soon, so we have people teleporting from one place to another. Oh, she is ill with consumption. Okay. You do see he's already at average because he got the trade. The true enemy of every soldier is complacency. My guard Captain Dae Songjong says before paying close attention. We are standing side by side up on my castle's walls, looking down on the soldiers conducting drills below. We could exchange the castle gates for planks of wood and dull the arrows in the troops' quivers, he continues. Lead the soldiers in a mock charge against the castle and see how well they do in action. Alright. Defenses. Yeah. Again, that's ambition and cowardice warring. Like, what, do you expect me to do that? Actually. Although I guess it's not really. I guess they will fight with real weapons. Okay, let's roll the die. Right, that is 1 to 3. That is 4 to 6. It's a 3. So yeah, his ambition is prevailing. Okay. A tightly shut gate and walls that loom high into the sky. Archers can be seen as shadows moving behind the battlements, and a feeling of genuine excitement permeates the air. In the lull before battle, I turn and address the soldiers. My order rings out loud and clear across the field. So do we charge the main gate, or do we bring out the ladders? Now, I think we would go for the ladders. He's not one to charge. No. We do this by the book. And the book says ladders. And a snake somewhere as well. Taking the final step up onto the walls surrounding the castle, I survey the scene. Many soldiers may have been lost to the archers on the walls, but we will not be deterred. One after another, we overwhelm the defenders and stand victorious over the fallen. I take a deep breath, and then it is time to press on again. Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds like him, right? No, I don't think that would be something he would do. Again, sadism different from vengefulness. These people have done nothing against him, so... Right. We go by the book. There we go. And the book says, archers. The stairwell echoes as another dulled weapon bounces off the middle pillar. For the second time in a matter of minutes, I curse the tight spiral that blocks us from swinging our weapons at the defenders. The heaving breath of the soldiers around me is deafening, and with every repelled attack, they grow more resigned and frustrated. I have to take charge of the situation. This is our last chance to turn the battle. Yeah. I guess. He's really not doing this, like... It's always like, okay, we do this, we do that. Now, yeah, one at a time, please. Stay alert. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by that we won. The castle is ours. Among the celebrating soldiers, I find Dae Sang-jong, who congratulates me on a charge well led. Look at them, my lord. The change of pace did them good. Even you seem reinvigorated, even though your castle was just lost to attackers. Alright, so now we gain improved defenses. Wasn't that what I would have gotten if I hadn't done this? Along with other bonuses. Thank you, game. I guess. Wan's first steps. I hear a commotion from my son Wan's chambers. Hastening inside, I see the wet nurse playing with Daewon. My lord, perfect timing. Wan just took his first step. Alright. I guess with 4 years of age, that is to be expected of him. Nah. Yeah, I'm ambitious, and he should be as well. Being able to walk at 4 is not something to celebrate. You need to do more, son. A lot more. To excite me. Alright, yeah. Expiring. Oh, how do we get more treasury? That's the big question. I guess we can do that hunt. I don't want to do that in the cold. Although winter is a good time for hunting traditionally, right? So especially in forests, because in winter the trees don't have leaves. Right? I'm doing this so well. He does want to hunt. I think he likes it. He likes the idea of it. And yeah. I hope that when we do this, we do pay it out of our own pocket. We do. Oh, but we can't because we need 60 gold. We only have 56. Okay. Can I actually tell... Oh no, we don't have a Master of the Hunt currently. Yeah. Okay then. I'll just wait. Right. Island people. Look at the small island here. Oh, he's smiling again. Okay. I guess there's... Oh, there is another kid at court. And I guess I have to look for a guardian for her. Yeah, does want to learn courtly intrigue. That's a good thing to do, I guess. Do I want to have someone at my court that doesn't like me and is deceitful? I guess I'll switch to her. Don't want her to plot against me, possibly. Of course, there's a difference, right? We have the paranoia trait and we have the craven trait. Paranoid and craven. So he's not paranoid. That would be a different thing. Yeah, I'm thinking of where the difference is. I guess he's afraid to do things, right? Paranoid people are afraid of something being done to them. So, I mean, that's the difference. He doesn't like to take risks. That's his thing. Very risk-averse is Dae Hong-hyun. We still have drought, by the way. Still have drought. I guess we do have enough money now. I'm still thinking, is that something I should do, really? Because I'm thinking, if we take home a trophy, we could sell that. Again, we wouldn't make, like, at most, we would make 20 gold. And that's a big if. Yeah. That being said, we are role-playing. We're not only thinking about advancement in the game, but rather what we can do in the game to play the character. He does have the hunter trait now. He did do the shooting and stuff. I think that's something he would like to do. Again, not going for any terrible beasts, but rather looking for hunting game. Something small, preferable. Maybe do that at the end of harvest season. So it'll be like September. I guess I can speed it up a little. Not much happening here, is it? I guess we are so far away from everyone else. Do I want to host this examination, by the way? Oh, one of our family members has died, but I guess that was the old guy. So that was to be expected. And now we can have Myung-jun in that position. Or in... But he's my personal physician. I think that's... I think court chronicler and private secretary, that goes well together. What was I about to say? Alright, yeah. Do we do this examination thing? Oh, I can train for a tournament, by the way. Yeah, then again, is that really something he would do? Yeah, definitely that one here. Music is like, yeah. Do something. Why don't you go ahead and do something? As I said before, this whole like invading the other counties down here, that definitely could be something we could think of doing. Aha, that goes up, down to there. Interesting. Quite the big duchy. Oh, I do see that these counties here by de jure belong to us as well. So these two. Hey, that's something to look into. He has horse riders, and he does have horse riders. So, yeah. Oh, there we go. Evil? I'm not evil. The Jew of Yongchon. That is actually my, whoopsie. That is my capital. Now, I definitely need to defend that one. So, he is attacking from there. That means he has to come through this pass. Maybe I meet them on that pass. Or just stay here. Problem is, once more, we 652 guys. And, well, he has 690 at this point. I guess he does have allies. Let me check. There you go. High Chieftain Shulu Yanglu. Oh, also not that many people. Not there. Maybe here. And yes, that's again something I need to do. I'm the boss. I need to do these things. Yeah. House relations damaged. Maybe that would be the time where I should say I would look into getting this contract change. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's where I can bring in my expertise and say, where is that then? Prison hostile. There we go. We can fabricate a hook on him. Why not? Let's try that. Hope that people will join us. Oh, here, look at that. Commandant Yelu Tiebu. He is eager. He would do practically everything. These ones are always most important to me. I always like to go to next phase. Obviously, I need some more people in here as well, but rather, yeah, going to the next phase is most important. Let me see. He's better in that position, so we'll take him as an infiltrator. That makes sense. He could gain access to the court. That is my own court here. Alright, that's her. Yeah, makes sense. She could... Yep, as a footpad, I guess we are operating in the steppe, and she would definitely not stick out there because she is of that culture. Right. I guess I have more trouble explaining this. Why is my wife a thief? And her... Oh, that's gonna be trouble. I won't get that much that way. I will only get to about... Maybe during the scheme... Well, definitely we can have some support. Let's start here, right? Yeah. That guy. I can even offer some kind of hook, right? That guy here is not someone that we are... Yeah. What would he use that hook for in the end? So, yeah, right. And then our master thief. Oh, that guy here. Unkut Diala. He would even do it for free. And another commandant, okay? I think the Emperor is not well liked by his people. Oh, look at that. We're already there. Wow. 59 is obviously not the best. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I do see we are at the 2-hour mark, and that's usually where I close my videos. So, let's keep it there. We are in a war situation once more against the High Chieftain of the Wanyan Jurchens. Yeah. I will have to see if I, again, have to rely on mercenaries and therefore deplete our poor treasury. Then again, we might have a chance here, actually. Although he is a skilled tactician. Very good marshal. I guess the coward that Hong Yun is, he will go for the mercenary option again. That's the safest one. Anyways, as for now, I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers. Bye-bye.